human evolution didn't stop with opposable thumbs. In Emerging Imaginal You, I explore our continuing evolution that involves not just our biology, but our consciousness. If you've ever felt like there's a wiser, more empowered, more connected version of you waiting to emerge, you're not wrong. That's the future calling, a future that will increasingly see a new type of human, the wise human. In order to better understand where we're headed, we need to look at where we've been and where many of us still reside. I define multiple stages in our evolutionary journey, each with distinct characteristics. You may recognize all three, either in yourself or in someone you know. First, there's mammal human. This is our oldest, most primal mindset. When we're stuck here, we're anchored in survival mode and primitive concepts like tribal loyalty, us versus them, and independence equals danger. At this level, an alpha leader decides what arbitrary narrative will pass for what's true and what's real. In this environment, fear is the primary motivator. While this level of consciousness may have served us well when saber-toothed tigers were around, today it's likely to create more harm than good and is therefore becoming increasingly rare outside of prisons and more recently, political parties. Even so, mammal human tends to become most people's automatic go-to in moments of sufficient stress or threat. When our fear-driven amygdala brain takes over, reason goes offline, and we snap back into primal human patterns. Then there's the clever human. This is the stage most of us currently inhabit. It comes with sharper tools and sharper minds. Although we've likely activated our solar plexus energy center, the seat of independent personal power and will, we often don't balance what we think, say, and do with empathy or compassion. Why? Because the since we're separate, your problem is not my problem, mammal human false narrative always lurks just below the surface. At that level of consciousness, it may even appear true, but at higher levels of consciousness, it no longer makes sense. Imagine one ocean wave thinking, since we're separate, your problem is not my problem, as it watches the adjacent ocean wave being poisoned. Hence, clever humans can build skyscrapers and supercomputers, but still hoard resources, defend turf, and largely operate from either overt or subtle forms of fear. It often shows up as primal win-lose thinking, dressed in modern clothes. There's genius there, the type of genius that without empathy or compassion can do a lot of damage. Clever human consciousness can span a wide range of frequencies. Some are still clawing towards the top of the food chain, while others are catching glimpses of the next horizon where wise human may be found. Beyond clever human, wise human represents a definite step up. Consciousness begins to rise into the heart chakra and above, into realms of compassion, collaboration, and intuitive knowing. Instead of only seeing life through the lens of separation, wise human has the ability to see deeper to our interconnectedness here. It's not always about winning against others, but increasingly about rising with others. This is the realm of collaborative unity, where what hurts one is seen as hurting all, and what lifts one is seen as lifting the collective. That said, we can still access our inner clever human or even mammal human faster than you could say weaponized, fear-laced news. This is more than just theory. I've seen this shift in myself and others, especially when the heart chakra activates. When the heart lights up, our reality shifts. Fear doesn't vanish, but it stops being the manager in charge. We don't become fearless. We become a human who can manage their fear, which is a big step up from one who is managed by their fear. Yes, still capable of regressing into clever or mammal human behaviors in a heartbeat, but also capable of noticing and quickly returning to wise human, capable of holding fear in one hand and compassion in the other, and capable of responding instead of reacting. Beyond experiencing only mammal human force, wise human can also experience power. That's sovereignty. So why does this matter especially now? Because mammal humans and even clever humans are running out of runway. Why? Our technologies have evolved faster than our ethics and wisdom. We've created tools so powerful and so available to the average person that continuing to operate from old school fear, greed, and the obsolete assumption that I'll do it because I can and there's nothing you can do about it could unravel everything we've worked for. We've reached the point where our inner consciousness development must quickly catch up to our outer innovations, or else. Thankfully, the planet itself is helping. Earth's vibration level is rising, nudging us, ready or not, toward our next stage of evolution. For some, this shift feels exhilarating. For others, destabilizing. Regardless, the invitation is the same: evolve, wake up, start moving from clever towards wise. Is wise human the ultimate peak for our evolution? Not even close, but for most of us, it can result in a significant upgrade, both personally and collectively. So, what are ways of moving from clever towards wise? Consistently lean into love a bit more than fear, curiosity a little more than control. Practice routine forgiveness, not as a gift to someone or something outside us, but as emotional self care and energetic hygiene. Spend time in stillness. Learn proper ways to breathe. Pay attention to synchronicities as guidance from our higher self and heart. Evolution doesn't just belong to animals over vast periods of time, it can apply to us within this lifetime. Where do you find yourself along this evolutionary arc? What might be your personal next step toward becoming a wiser human? If ever there was a time when wisdom is needed, it's now. What will it be? The preceding was generated by an AI ghostwriter from Bob Cochran's writing and sampled voice. For more information on Bob's first book, Emerging Imaginal You, a time traveling note to self from the corner of science and spirituality, or his second book, Hyperdimensional You, Surfing the Shift Toward Mastery, check out Clever, the number 2, Wise, that's clever2wise.com. On Facebook, search for hashtag Clever2Wise. To help this work continue, like and share Bob's YouTube videos, which can be located by searching for @Clever2Wise. To be notified as new videos become available, click subscribe.